Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Yo, it's Positively Pipeman. It's Monday. It's the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio right here at W4CY.com. And it's President's Day. Now, before I talk about President's Day, I think I need my expert guest and my engineer on the show with me. So come on down, Studio Nut and Pet Health Guru.
How are we doing today?
Oh, listen, it's President's Day. We get to listen, and that's why Rebel's not here today, by the way. Because she's in Louisiana, she thought this is where you celebrate all the presidents of the Elks Lodges in Louisiana, and she thinks it's an official day off. Because what is President's Day anyway? I mean, like, are we celebrating all presidents? Do we celebrate President Noriega? How about the president of Valenzuela? What?
Bukele?
I was about to say Valenzuela. I don't know where that came from, but Venezuela. Yeah. So like, what presidents? It's not very specific, but it used to be specific. Like, this is where I think we could make America great again. Go back to where kids were able to have 2 days off of school because you were celebrating George Washington's birthday 1 week, and the following week you were celebrating Lincoln's birthday, except that, was it the other way around? No, it wasn't. That was right. It was George first, Abraham second. And how come their birthdays are only on Monday? My birthday isn't only on Mondays. I would have a 3-day weekend all the time on my birthday. That's not fair. How'd that happen?
That's, you're right. And why don't we celebrate all the presidents on each of their days, and we can have that, almost a year off of Mondays.
So this is what I'm going to do. Okay. We're not ready to put our bid in again for President Pipeman, but part of my platform for 2028 is that we make President's Day for all presidents, and we get every day of the whole year off. That's my platform. Paid every.
Oh,
no,
that would be a novel concept.
Well, it's the benefit of AI. Come on, we have the AI. Why do we have to work? Just pay us.
That's right.
What do you think?
I think everyone would vote on that.
See, I have the most brilliant platforms that everybody would vote on because, listen, running for president just means tell everybody what they want to hear and not knowing that you can't get any of it done. But you can chop down a cherry tree.
Government.
Yeah, yes. You can chop down a cherry tree on President's Day. I wonder if that's a rule. Can you or can't you chop down a cherry tree on President's Day?
I wonder if it's legal to chop down cherry trees now, because I know a lot of other trees you can't. It'd be illegal, and of course, depending on what city, state, country you're in. It could be you can only do certain age trees, certain colored trees, so we have to look at all
that's
the
pretty
rules.
Racist. Color, that's pretty racist. You can only kill certain trees, okay?
That's right. I think in some areas, like black walnuts are protected, and of course cherry trees are protected, and redwoods are protected.
What I want to know is, are oysters Rockefeller protected?
Jeez.
Do you know what that is, Juan?
You mean the families or?
No, oysters Rockefeller. Do you know what that is?
No.
See, they don't teach the younger generation anything these days, Bill.
No, I know. I know.
We'll let him figure it out.
Yes. He's Googling it right now.
Yep.
He totally is. I think it's your type, Juan. I'm just saying. Did you find it? It's big in Texas. You're a Texan.
If it's not a steak, I don't think it's big in Texas.
Have you been to that steakhouse, by the way, Juan?
I have.
Did you eat the whole steak?
Which one?
Look, he's still Googling shit.
Yeah,
You
because
can
all,
totally.
all I have are pictures of oysters.
Is that what they're.
And there's like even a recipe for smoked oyster Rockefeller.
Yeah, isn't that the one that are bull balls?
No, it actually looks good.
Which is the one that are bull ball and balls that are in Texas? Is that it? Let's see. I'll look it up. Oh no, you know what? I was wrong. It's I meant to say Rocky Mountain oysters. Do you know what
Yes.
Rocky Mountain oysters are, Juan?
Those are the bull balls.
They are the bull ball, not blue balls, but bull balls.
Chopped and fried.
So what is wrong with you Texans anyway that you eat bull's balls? Like, I don't get it.
I would say it's for fertility, but I'd be lying to you.
So I just have to say, you're eating bull balls because you're from Texas, and then you're eating what is it, the ant larvae or whatever tacos too?
Listen, everything is bigger in Texas, okay?
I don't know about that.
Takes big balls.
I think AC/DC probably ate those while they were in Texas. Do you get that one, Juan? We're doing a generational show right now.
No, I think that was before my time.
Or how about the band Accept? Do you know the band Accept? They had a very popular song called Big Balls. It's right up your alley.
Why is it got to be in my alley?
Because you're from Texas. Louisiana isn't here, so I have to make fun of Texas.
Right.
Anyway,
Although it wouldn't be as funny.
how do dogs bark in Texas? Can you give us a demonstration? Do they go like woof?
They don't because they're afraid to get shot.
Why do dogs get shot in Texas?
Everybody gets shot in Texas.
Oh
You
my
know
God.
this?
Yeah, no, I stay away from that state, man.
Everybody has a gun in Texas.
Okay, but woof, I can't see through my pet's eyes. Like, I have such a visual there. It's a visual of me as a kid in the 70s with the shag do and the hair was in my eyes. And I don't know. What's it really all about, Pet Health Guru?
Well, basically, we look at our pets through our eyes and what they want, how they act, how we want them to be trained, everything else. And we never ask them. We never even ask them if the food is decent most of the time. It's like, just throw down some kibble and, they'll be fine. Look, if they eat it, they're still alive, so it must be what they want. We're not looking at it, in their perspective, basically. One of the things I got in a conversation with somebody last week, and dogs are colorblind. So why do they make dog food with multicolored kibble? Like, I'm only going to pick out the green ones or the, orange ones or the brown ones or the black ones. I mean, why do they do this? We're not even thinking about them. Why are we giving them dry cereal every day? I mean, of course, the younger generation is more used to cereal, but when cereal first came out and, we were fed it as a kid, you had to slather it with milk or juices, a lot of sugar, a lot of fruit, because it tasted like garbage back then. It was nothing. It was a filler.
Kind of like the cereal. If I'm going to eat cereal, I would have to eat now. It tastes like cardboard, okay? Give me some Count Chocula. But that crap's terrible for you. Like, so if you ask me, like, you know what, too, as somebody, as a human that eats very specifically for health reasons, you go out
Right.
with people, they think you want to be this pain in the ass because you can speak up, unlike your pet. Or they just assume because you eat this stuff that you like it. Okay. And I think that's what kind of you're saying. It's like you're giving these pets stuff and they can't speak to you. So they can't tell you they don't like it. And they can't tell you that it's not good for them either.
Yeah, I mean that's a big part of it because, and it's not just food. I mean, you stop and think, oh, the dog's got a little bit of an odor, so I take my can of deodorizer and spray the carpet where they're living with toxic chemicals. We do those plug-in stupid things. They're right at their nose level again with toxic chemicals. And of course, then on the backside of it, when you go to the veterinarian, and why is it that when you pull up in the vet's parking lot, you have to wrestle your dog to get him in the door? Whereas when they pull up in my parking lot, at my Paleo Pet, where they have good things there, the dogs are excited to come in. We have to visualize what they're seeing and what they're knowing and what they're smelling.
Mm.
And, then relate that to their behaviors.
Well, there's a reason why if they have a whole bowl of dog food, they'll eat it. But if you're eating a steak while they're eating a whole bowl of dog food, they'll wait till you throw crap on the ground to eat that.
Yeah. They're praying something hits the floor. And when they have and why do we put the dog that dry kibble down all day long? Because they won't eat a meal. They go, oh my God, I'm dying. Let me go in and have one or two pieces just to get something in my poor stomach, which is like aching at this point in time, and then walk away and wait for something to hit the floor. Okay, I'll go and grab one or two more pieces. And that's their life. I mean, that's what they're seeing.
It reminds me of today before coming to do this episode, and I made myself lunch. And I had to force myself to eat it because I didn't like it at all. It was healthy, but also it's the healthy and it's the fact of I've been homeless, so I don't ever waste food ever. And so I can totally relate to what you're talking about with these pets because they're just like, I don't really want to, but I have to eat this.
And not to leave any pets out, but I mean, when we look at the feline population as well, okay, we want them to go potty in a kitty litter tray, in kitty litter. What's in the kitty litter? Why are they walking over to the box and peeing on the floor? Again, the same smells, the same visuals. It's not it's not what they would do naturally. We're asking them to do a whole bunch of unnatural things. You walk your dog, he can spot the neighbor 3 blocks away that he come out in his yard. They can see it. You're going like, what the hell are you looking at? They know exactly what's going on in many cases. Or we're oblivious.
Yeah. And why is it? Say that again?
Yeah. And here we are on President's Day, and we don't even know what we're celebrating. We are oblivious, aren't we?
Oh my God. I guarantee if we called 100 people right now, none of them will know why it's President's Day and why it became President's Day, because it became President's Day. It wasn't always President's Day. It was George Washington's birthday and it was Abraham Lincoln's birthday. But they're like, we don't need the kids out of school this much. We need this. We need that. Let's just combine them into one day, make it easy, put it on Monday so people have 3-day weekends. That's really what happened.
Yeah. Right.
That's what you missed, Juan. That's what your generation missed going through that.
Yeah, I had a couple people this weekend ask me, "Are you working on Monday?" Like, yeah, it's President's Day. So
well, the best one I heard this weekend is I was with some people, and it's like, okay, so you got a 3-day weekend, and one of them happened to be a teacher. It's like, no, they scheduled a special teacher conference in service day on your day off.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's what they do. And like, listen,
Yeah.
you're in retail. I used to be in retail for 10 years and then more sprinkled throughout the years helping my dad. And holidays are the worst when you work in retail because those are the days you definitely have to work. Like you go to work for a retail company, they tell you straight out, man, like you
Yep.
don't have a choice. You're working, period. Or you're fired. Like you work
Yeah.
Christmas, you work Thanksgiving if they're open, you work Black Friday. You don't have that choice.
No.
See, you don't know how good
Yeah.
you have it there, Juan.
Exactly. But it's true, and I mean, our dogs don't care about time. They have no conception. I know my own dog. Okay, when I go to work in the morning, you know, she's laying there in her bed, and that's okay. I'm going to work. Okay, fine, Dad. I can walk out the door, come back 8 hours later. She's happy to see me. I can also walk out that door and go, oh crap, I forgot that paperwork on my desk. Open the door, and she comes greets me the same way. It's like no conception of time, but we think that they have that conception of time. That that's like let's see, I've been here for 6 hours. I gotta go pee, and I know that they're going to be on time. And now they're sitting there 8 hours later, and they got their legs crossed, and it's like, you know.
Just like
But no,
kids feel
we don't
like
really
on a road
appreciate.
trip. Just like kids feel like on a road
Yeah,
trip with their parents.
yeah, yeah. Our bladder is a lot bigger than theirs.
Well,
But
I
mommy,
just have to.
mommy, mommy.
I have a very important question, though. Okay, so are you telling me that all these people that like celebrate their dog's birthday and like put a party hat on them and bake them whatever, that the dogs are like clueless? They're like, what the hell is going on here? Or the
No,
cats.
haven't you seen these dogs? They stand by the calendar and they circle the date, and little notes around. Okay, I want this treat and that treat, and actually, can you give me a steak for a change? Because that's what I really need. I mean, they pick up on our energy,
Yeah.
which isn't always good energy, unfortunately. It's like, but that's basically where they're coming from, and we're not picking up their energy.
No.
So it's kind of it's very very one sided, and and people get upset when their dogs don't. Hey, I'm putting on a birthday party for me, and you're over there sleeping. You don't care. In fact, you're actually hiding because there's all these crazy kids and things going on. I just want to be alone.
Right? Just leave me alone. So,
Yeah.
what about your guppy, Juan? Does your guppy get excited when you get home from the studio?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're practically jumping out of the water.
Well, you better be careful because they could get hurt doing that.
And I've had a couple actually jump out the water outside.
Really?
I came home one time, found one on the floor.
Well, did you leave food on the floor?
I did not.
So, I do have
It
a
was an
question.
explorer.
I do have a question, Bill. Okay, you get a fish like a goldfish, and they give you this little canister of like these flakes. Is that really what a goldfish would eat in the wild?
If it was next to the flake plant, maybe, but no, that's nothing. I mean, that's the same variation as kibble, and we give it not only to our dogs and our cats, but we give it to our hamsters, we give it to our you know guinea pigs, our rabbits, and actually we give it to most livestock as well. Everything's pre-processed, not necessarily healthy, not as far from a species appropriate diet as we can find.
Now,
And
you just brought up something for me that I just thought about. Every single pet you could possibly have, their food has the same crunchiness and color. That's weird.
pretty much,
Anything that you have to buy food pellets for, it looks the same way going in that it does coming out.
yeah,
It,
it's all processed. I mean, that's the problem with it. And
Yeah.
you know, it again. We're putting it through our eyes. And how is that convenience? And then they try to disguise it as complete and balanced. We need these nutrients. Um, Pipeman, you've had some health issues over the years. And I'm sure that you know exactly what mineral and what vitamin that you need to take at what time of the day so that you never have this stuff happen again.
Yeah.
Like
I
your
just
body
saw an
is
article
static, it's
about
going to
this.
stay the same.
Yeah. I just saw an article about that dark chocolate's good for diabetes. So now I'm cool with just eating dark chocolate for the rest of my life. Then I'll be happy.
There
If you
you go.
fed
Yeah.
me chocolate for the rest of my life, I'd be happy. So, but we're not feeding chocolate. We're feeding like tasteless pellets. What would you
Cheapest ingredients
recommend?
with the
Yeah, cheapest ingredients. What?
cheapest ingredients that they can possibly do for maximum profits. And they have to juice it up with all kinds of artificial flavors, which I find it interesting that artificial flavors is labeled as natural flavoring. Um, I guess I
Yeah.
just connect these things. I don't know.
Hmm.
Because I think it's just like a marketing thing because it's artificial, but it tastes like something made out of nature.
It
So they
tastes
call it
familiar.
nature flavoring. It's
You
just
know,
a play on words.
Natural flavoring, that was the whole thing that the food industry did when they outlawed MSG so they could still put MSG in your food. But it's not called MSG anymore. It's called natural flavoring.
I heard, I don't know how true this is, but I heard that there was some type of outlaw that restaurants couldn't use beef tallow to fry their fries with. So then they
Well,
switched
that was
to,
brought about. That was brought about by the corn industry. The corn farmers, the government subsidized the corn farmers so they could subsidize John Deere with the big equipment. And so, therefore, we had to make the natural animal fats demonized and substitute seed oils, which are basically industrial lubricants, into our diet. And of course, the pharmaceutical companies were behind that because now we have a bunch of sick people with diabetes, obesity, dementia, all these things. When you start tracking all these diseases against a chart of when corn syrup and corn oil and soybean oil and all the seed oils came in, those charts are identical, but there's no
Hmm.
correlation.
Of course not. And I just have to
Why would
say
we
too,
believe truth?
I was like thinking in the beginning of the show, I'm like, you know what? We should just keep the adult disclaimer for the Wednesday show. But then you talked about these large lubricants, and I realized we need to keep that adult disclaimer on. Just saying.
So, yeah. Hey, I heard something when I was coming into on my way to the studio today. It's like all this stuff is about control. They control everything. Number of plants, number of trees, the number of things that have been manipulated. That was the statement last week out of the government, is that we're getting rid of all these regulations, especially like on design and stuff like that. That we haven't. That's why all the cars today look the same, because the requirements that the government put on it. You can't have an individual car. God help you if you can. You see souping up a 2026 Tesla,
Right?
unlike what we did with a good a good Chevy or a good Pontiac or
My
a
high
Dodge Charger.
school. My high school had a mechanic's garage, and you were able to bring your car there and work on it as a student. And you could take also auto mechanics class. What a concept. Now,
Yes.
like you open the hood, you can't, if you can find a dipstick, you're lucky. Okay. Sometimes that,
Yes.
like, I've driven BMWs and you can't find the freaking dipstick. It's ridiculous. Okay. Like,
Absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
happened to the good old days of like making sure you always had some gasoline on you so you could pour it into the carburetor to get your car started. You always had your screwdriver with you so you could tap the starter so you could get your car started. Things like that. You know,
Yeah.
what happened to those days? And those cars lasted longer than these new ones that have all the fancy crap in them.
Well, that's why they have all the
I mean,
fancy crap in them.
Yeah. And like my bro took a Camaro
hello.
and built it up to this racing machine. He still has it to this day. The first time he drove it, he got a ticket in his neighborhood because he was driving it to test it out. He got a ticket in his neighborhood for going 105 in a 15. But he only made it like a block or two because then he got the ticket. But that could tell you how fast it went from 0 to 105. See, you didn't have those fun times as a teenager, did you, Juan? You just had to have these stupid cars that make this humming noise that always freaks me out every time one's near me. Like,
well, they didn't exist when I was a kid, but
like, I was just thinking, I was walking the other day and some car, like, it's so easy to just like walk in front of a car because you can't hear them till the last second, and they sound like the same thing that you heard either on your race car set when you were a kid or the Jetsons. It kind of does have that Jetson sound, but not good. Like the Jetson sound was actually kind of cool. These are just stupid. Like, does the sound of electric cars annoy you, Bill? Oh, we lost them. Well,
they annoy me depending on the brand and model. Some of them sound like wind chimes.
Yes,
like
that's what it sounds like. Oh my god, and it's so weird.
Yeah, some of them sound like the gates of heaven are opening up and you're about to die.
It weirds me out every time, man. We only have a couple minutes left of your segment, so why don't you tell everybody how they can reach out to you and get more information so that they can see through their pet's eyes from all the great knowledge that the Pet Health Guru has, and how they can check out My Paleo Pet, your show, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm available at My Paleo Pet and mypaleopet.com. That's our retail outlet where we have tons and tons of great products, including a farm-to-table program for people and our pets, both. Want you to visit the Pet Health Cafe on all the video, basically outlets there are on the face of the earth, I think. I find new ones all the time. Also on iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, W4HC.com, PetHealthCafe.com. So there's a lot of knowledge out there. I always advise you to start listening to the podcast first when you have an issue with your pet's health or your pet's concerns. If you're looking through their eyes, that's where they have a voice. And even for your own health, that sort of thing, develop your questions and then just get back to me on the show. And that would be a great way of doing it. We're there live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and 24/7 on the archives. So we hope to hear from you and see you then. Don't know what's going on with the internet, but at least we got through to you.
There you go. Well, you're always a wealth of information, and it's really great to have you on as our resident pet health guru. And I also want to say one final thing before we go into the next segment, because we have the next segment. We're going to talk about squeeze pages. Ooh, what are squeeze pages? You might have to stay and listen and find out from Michael Barbarita from Next Step CFO in our Powerful Business Strategies. No, it has nothing to do with what you are thinking. Like, especially I can see the smirk on your face, Juan. No, it's not those kind of squeeze pages. So stay tuned. But I do want to say, I have to publicly say this. I'm very upset. I came in the studio today And as the president of this company, Juan did not have a gift for me for President's Day.
You know, I found the same thing in my operation. Nobody even acknowledged that it was President's Day, and for me, in fact, not even lunch.
It's horrible. Like today's generation has to have a little more respect for the presidents.
That's right. That's why I have a can of Spam waiting for you.
That title because of hard work, not because of political contributions.
Exactly. And he said he's got some Spam for me, but like, okay, that's like giving me canned dog food, man. What's wrong with you?
That's what I was thinking of.
Did you get your Spam from My Paleo Pet? Because if it's not from My Paleo Pet, I'm not eating it.
I don't think they carry that.
That's Spam.
All right. Well,
you email.
Thanks a lot, Pet Health Guru. We will see you next week for some more amazing information about how to take care of our pets and how much we've been lied to, and we can make our pets healthier. And don't you want your pet to be happier and healthier? If you could see through their eyes, you'll see they want My Paleo Pet. They don't even have to bark.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.